Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm really glad you're here today. Whether you've been a fan for decades or you just know a few iconic hits, today's story is about an artist whose music, energy, and presence changed pop culture in a big way. We're talking about Ricky Martin, a global superstar, a cultural trailblazer, and someone whose career has evolved in ways that continue to surprise and inspire. Ricky Martin's journey didn't start on massive stages or international award shows. It began in Puerto Rico, where his love for music showed up early. As a kid, he was already performing, singing, and dreaming bigger than his surroundings. That passion eventually led him to join Menudo, one of the most famous Latin boy bands of all time. And while Menudo was a huge opportunity, it was also intense, constant touring, strict rules, and growing up fast in the public eye. It makes you wonder, how does starting so young shape someone's identity when the world is watching you grow? After leaving Menudo, Ricky faced something many people don't expect: uncertainty. Success wasn't guaranteed. He released Spanish-language albums that slowly built his reputation across Latin America. These records didn't just showcase his voice, they showed emotional depth, vulnerability, and a growing confidence in who he was as an artist. Instead of rushing into global fame, he took time to develop his sound. And that patience ended up changing everything. Then came the late 1990s, and with it, a cultural shift. Ricky Martin stepped onto the global stage with music that blended Latin rhythms, pop hooks, and explosive performance energy. When Livin la Vida Loca hit the airwaves, it felt like a moment. Not just a song, but a turning point. Suddenly, Latin music wasn't a niche, it was mainstream. It filled clubs, radio stations, award shows, and living rooms around the world. Have you ever noticed how certain songs don't just play in the background, but actually mark a moment in your life? But Ricky's success wasn't only about catchy songs or unforgettable dance moves. It was about representation. Seeing a Latin artist dominate global charts helped open doors for others and reshaped what pop music could look and sound like. His presence made space for artists who followed, proving that language and culture didn't have to be barriers. And that raises an interesting question. How many voices do we miss out on when industries decide what's marketable instead of what's authentic? As his career grew, Ricky continued to evolve. He experimented with different sounds, returned to his roots with Spanish-language albums, and explored more personal themes in his music. Some songs were about love and joy, others about doubt and self-reflection. That willingness to grow kept his career alive while others faded. In a world that often demands constant reinvention, how do you stay relevant without losing yourself? Ricky also stepped beyond music. He took on acting roles in television, film, and theater, showing a different side of his artistry. From dramatic performances to Broadway stages, he proved that his talent wasn't limited to one lane. That kind of versatility takes courage, especially when you're already successful. Why risk failure when you've already made it? And yet, growth often lives on the other side of that risk. Another powerful chapter of Ricky's story is his openness about his personal life. Coming out publicly was a deeply personal decision, but it also had a ripple effect far beyond him. For many fans, it was a moment of visibility, reassurance, and courage. It reminded people that authenticity matters, even when it's uncomfortable. And it makes you think, what does it cost to hide who you are, and what becomes possible when you stop? Beyond fame, Ricky has consistently used his platform to advocate for human rights, particularly in the fight against human trafficking. This side of his life doesn't always make headlines, but it speaks volumes about his values. Success can amplify influence, but how that influence is used is a choice. What does it mean to leave a legacy that goes beyond entertainment? Even decades into his career, Ricky Martin continues to show up in powerful ways, whether through surprise performances, collaborations with younger artists, or moments that celebrate cultural pride on global stages. These appearances aren't about chasing relevance, they're about connection. They show that impact doesn't expire when trends change. So here's something to think about. When you hear a Ricky Martin song, what comes to mind first? Is it joy, nostalgia, confidence, maybe a memory tied to a specific moment in your life? Music has a way of becoming part of who we are, and Ricky's music has done that for millions of people across generations. His story is a reminder that success isn't always a straight line. It's built through patience, reinvention, courage, and staying true to yourself, even when the spotlight is bright. And maybe that's why his journey still resonates today. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Ricky Martin's life and legacy, go ahead and give this video a like. It really helps support the channel. Share it with someone who loves music, pop culture, or stories about artists who broke barriers. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss more videos like this in the future. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Musical Notes Sparkles.